Hello there guys, and welcome to Mad Doc Minis. In this video I'm going to be having a look at this amazing new terrain piece from TTCombat. This is an MDF kit, but as you can see it's all pre-coloured and ready to go, so there's no painting required after you've put it together. This is part of a brand new Kickstarter from TTCombat, and I will put a link to that in the video description in case you are interested. Next up, I'm going to show you some of the particulars of how this kit comes together, and I will also do a scale comparison at the end of the video, so do stick around for that. The bunker that I have been supplied with comes on 2 sheets of laser cut MDF, as you can see. The coloured side is really beautifully detailed and is definitely bringing some nostalgia to me. The colours really remind me of some of the earlier card terrain kits that GW produced, so I'm super happy here and I can't wait to get stuck into it. I will really be putting this model through its paces. There's no finesse here, guys. This is Mad Doc Mini, so I will be popping these out with my fingers. You may need to look away if you're squeamish. In reality, you would want to use a craft knife just to loosen off some of the attachment points to save damaging any of the components. But I'm keen to really test this to the max and put it together as quickly as I can and to see how well this thing does. So I first of all start with popping out the main wall sections, of which there are 4, because it's a box-like structure. Once I separated the 4 main wall sections from the frame, I did a little bit of experimentation with them just to see where the kit was heading. There's a simple tongue and groove mechanism which slots each wall section into place. There's only one way around these will really fit together, so you can't get too lost here. If you do require instructions for this kit, once it has been fully released, they will be available as a downloadable file directly from TTCombat's main site. So don't worry, you're covered on that side of things. You wouldn't want to glue these sections together yet, guys, because you really need to attach the structural supports onto each wall section first, and it's much better to do that on a flat surface as separate components. So we're going to talk about that next. The structural supports look like this, and they come in pairs which are designed to work together as a single support. So you get 2 of these components for each structural support. You need to make sure that, of course, the MDF coloured sides are facing in towards each other, so you've got the nice coloured sides facing out. You then locate the grooves at the top and the bottom of the wall section and push them into place. I'm using a metal ruler here just to help me push those in. You don't really need to glue these guys, they will hold in with enough friction. There's 3 supports to each wall section, and remember 2 little struts make up each support. So there's quite a few of these to do. However, once you get into a rhythm, it really is a quick process. And remember, I am slowing things down a little bit because I'm showing you how to put it together. Once the 4 wall sections were completed, I then moved on to the roof, which comes in one piece. A little bit of persuasion, locating the pins that I'd created with the structural supports, puts that nice and flat on top of the bunker. Next up, these decorative elements need to be put in between each of the structural supports. There's 2 per side. They look really nice and add a little bit of extra depth to the bunker. Some of them will actually hold in with enough friction to stay there. Some of them will require gluing. I'd recommend gluing them all. Once that was done, I moved on to the corner supports. Each corner support comes in 2 components, in pairs, if you will, like this. And there's a simple tongue and groove mechanism that just slot them together. They come together like so on a bit of a right angle to each other, and they will need to be glued in place. They do not hold in with any friction. You need to put one of those in each corner, and again that adds another dimension and another layer of detail on this fantastic little bunker. With the main structure of the bunker completed, I moved on to the wall section which attaches on top of the roof. Now you need to look for these little pin sections here, and they come in pairs. You put them together with the coloured side facing out, and you need to attach those along each outer wall section like so. 3 in each section. That means 6 components overall because they come in pairs. Once that's been done, you can put the outer wall sections in place using the pin and slot mechanisms on top, like so. Of course, there are 4 of those, and they look like this once they've been completed. There are then some inner wall sections which you place on the inside. Line up the sections perfectly, so you will need to overlap them slightly in order to do this. quite easy to figure out, but you do need to make sure that they are lined up really well with the outer wall sections in preparation for the final component. That final component is this piece here, a square bracing piece which goes all the way around the top of the wall. You need to persuade that along the length of each wall carefully but firmly so it pushes completely down. That tends to hold itself in place with enough friction not to require any glue. In fact, I didn't use much glue at all on this build. Most of it holds itself together really, really well. It is of course up to you how much glue you use and where you use it. So do take that as you will, guys. But that is now complete, and what a magnificent little structure, no painting required, ready to go on the tabletop. Absolutely fantastic. Let's move on to a little bit of a scale comparison. So here it is, guys, in all its glory, a fantastic little bunker which will sit well on any tabletop, and it took me about 15 minutes to build, which isn't bad when you consider you don't have to paint it. I hope you enjoyed the scale comparisons, guys, and I want to extend my sincere thanks to TTCombat for making this video possible. If you've enjoyed the content, please consider liking and sharing. It really does help my channel to grow and develop. And if you're not already subscribed, consider giving us a sub. I'm going to sign off now. Take care, and I will see you in another video soon. Cheers.